What's up? I'm Ricky Sumatra, and today I put together a compilation of videos I found on TikTok. In this episode, we're talking about Atlanta is Atlantis. So this is a phenomenon that's happening in great state of Georgia. A lot of these people are saying that um, Atlanta is Atlantis. That's what they're chanting, in case you couldn't tell. It's the belief that the ancient city of Atlantis was not destroyed. It was actually in Atlanta all the time, and it's becoming a racial thing. They're talking about that the true inhabitants of the great city of Atlantis were, I'm not even going to say black. They keep calling them African Americans, like African Americans founded Atlantis or something. Anyway, they go into great detail explaining it.
The old empire is done. It's done. We are remembering.
They are remembering all the ancient ancestral wisdom and shit like that. It's over. According to this next clip I've been watching on repeat since I found it, really. Anyway, just watch.
Let me tell you motherfuckers something. Y'all done fucked up.
All right,
and found
motherfuckers,
out,
you done
okay?
fucked up.
The veil is lifted. There will be no more. There will be no more. There will be no more. The sleeping giant is awakening. The sleeping giant is here, okay? Now, copper colored people, now sun people, we have rise, spiritual powers. Welcome to the future, motherfuckers. Welcome to forever. 33 parallel, okay? The power of Atlantis. I'm loving it. I cry like a baby. They are woke. We are calling on our ancestors. Atlanta is Atlantis. Ashe. We have to be on one accord, people. We are woke. We are woke. Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is Atlantis. Atlanta is Atlantis. Spiritual powers. Welcome to the future, motherfuckers. Welcome to forever. No more. Like we said, y'all motherfucking time is up.
Y'all motherfucking time is up. Up, motherfucking up. It's my favorite video. There's just so much to unpack there. It's a beautiful video. She is just very. By the way, she's talking in the woman's room. I think she just got done using the bathroom, like she was scrolling on TikTok while she was taking a shit, and then she found the Atlanta is Atlantis trend, and she's excited. She's excited for spiritual powers. Somebody's, I don't know. Her people are woke finally. So when I was researching the Atlanta is Atlantis thing, there's a lot of talk about the true origins of African Americans, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I want to break this down real quick before we continue. Atlanta, as we know it today, it was not always called Atlanta. I forget exactly the couple names. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. Yeah, that. It's changed names twice since 1840 something. Took me, oh, I want to say it took me 5 seconds to find that out, but anyway, let's continue. It's over, motherfuckers.
A NASA scientist has claimed that he saw 7-foot-tall African-American aliens, and I'm going to use science, history, and a little bit of religion to explain to you why I think that is completely plausible. First things first.
I'm sorry, y'all. I had to put that in there. Um, I try to when I'm going through these videos, I try to figure out like who's maybe a little bit mentally ill or maybe a little bit you know not all there. This guy, I don't see a whole lot of that. I think he's really just somebody who really likes a good sci-fi story, mixed with a little bit of black supremacy. Anyway, let's hear what has to say.
When you look at space travel, you don't want to have white skin. Look at the study that was done in Chernobyl with black fungi and black birds. What they were finding is that the animals with black skin or very, very dark skin, they were surviving and adapting to radiation a whole lot easier than other animals that didn't have that freaking dark skin or melanin. Look it up. See if I'm making that up. All right. So if you're going to do space travel and try to resist the radiation waves that you're going to be constantly hit with, because mind you, the Earth protects us from the radiation. If you're out there in space, you're going to be hit with that constantly. The further that you go. So you got to be as dark as possible. This is why usually when you hear about aliens, you don't use.
There's a lot to explain there. So his logic is that um, that melanin protects against radiation. Okay. Um, and black people on this planet are more protected. Okay, maybe. But you don't want to have white skin for space travel because there's nothing protecting you. What about the spaceship? What about whatever the spaceship is made out of? Anyway, we got a lot of content to get through.
You hear about white ones, and the ones that you hear about that are supposedly white are usually coming from people who you don't trust in the first place. Okay, most times you hear about reptilians, dark-skinned children, and gray aliens, but you never hear about white because it doesn't make sense for space travel.
Like the Nordics.
That's first thing. Second thing is, if you start to look into history, you might actually discover they've been here. And that the black people were the chosen people. How could we not have been? We were the first humans. If you look at the story in the Bible about the real reason why God flooded the earth with Noah's Ark, well, this part of the Bible was actually removed. It's called the Apocryphal text. There's actually a story about how angels came down to earth, were sent by God to teach humanity and watch over them. Well, instead of doing that, the angels or the watchers, they decided to breed with the human women to make these giant people called the Nephilim. And they also taught us forbidden knowledge like geometry, root magic, you name it. And the leader of the watchers was a angel named Samyaza. And what did he teach? Root magic. African American, who's the only people who are known to use root magic. That'd be us. I'm just saying, I want you to think about a lot of the hatred that is put towards black people. It's very, very common for, a child to rebel against his father. I'm not saying that you should get a telescope. I'm just saying they've been here. Just pay attention.
So, he got that story pretty fucking wrong. The Nephilim were the fallen angels, and they breeded, quote unquote. I hear a lot of these people saying that the Nephilim came to the planet and breeded with women. There's another word for it. I don't want to say it, but it sounds like what wine's made out of, grapes. And it's not really a good look. It's not exactly something that you want to align your people with. So those fallen angels, God did not send them to Earth to teach us magic and geometry and medicines and what was the other one? I forget what the other one was, but basically all that. They were fallen angels, so demons, who wanted to mess with God's creation, and then they started breeding with women, human women, and that's how they basically created this race of giants. They were seen as very violent um, beings that really just wanted to cause chaos. Anyway, that's who he's proud of descending from, if it's true. Some of these people are really funny with their memes. So I almost didn't put this woman in because she kind of comes off as a little bit more mentally ill than the other ones, but I just wanted to point out, like, anytime I research a topic like this and it's always like African Americans talking, they're always talking about like black supremacy. They're not talking about like oh, I'm proud of my new alien ancestors or whatever. It's always something like time's up, motherfucker, or look at me how special I am. I'm getting superpowers. And it's and then at the end they always talk about, like, black people always get a lot of hate, and it's like, motherfucker, you're hating.
Hello.
Like,
I'm
you're hating a
primarily a
lot.
psychic medium. I'm on a pretty high timeline right now, so I wanted to tell you guys what's going on. The aliens coming, depending on your timeline, November, but if you're on a higher timeline, 2 weeks, at the end of August. Also, non-melanated, lots of judgment.
A lot of not a lot of melanin, lots of judgment. Basically, she's saying anybody who's not black is going to be, I don't know, not, I don't want to say attacked. That's not what she's saying. Judgment meaning that people without melanin are going to be punished in some way for their sins, even though um, that's a very short-sighted version of history that she's probably referring to.
Psychic medium, you can already communicate with 5D beings and ghosts and spirits. Galactics are included in that. So they will be speaking to mostly melanated psychics. I asked, will I be the first? No, but will I in time? Yes. They'll disseminate information to give to you. The governments know they're coming. That is why, Black Americans, your attention is power and currency. So that's why he keeps trying all these things to get you guys to get out and protest, so you're in anger and fear and frustration, which lowers your vibration, which lowers the timeline. Look at what just happened with the Black Scottish TikTok. Our attention is expensive. Look at what happened with Tyler. Our inattention is expensive, right? They know this. They know the power of our collective energy pushes things into fruition, into whatever we want.
All right, so I'm going to stop it there. She uploaded like a 7-minute video, and I'm not going to put all of it in there because it starts kind of going off the rails even more so. But
these black aliens might not just be aliens. They could be the Anunnaki. And if that's real, it flipped the switch on everything we thought we knew. So a quick breakdown. Anunnaki are ancient beings from the Sumerian text. Godlike, powerful, and they say they are the creators of humanity, sometimes as manipulators of civilization. Scholars have debated this for years. They say they only came here for resources, and the process shaped humanity. Now, the black aliens showing up in reports today could be symbolic. Black people have been the backbone of civilization, often erased or ignored. Maybe this is about reclaiming knowledge, power, or even a warning. Or it could just be a distraction, like the UFO hype that's been going on for centuries. Think about it. The government has denied aliens for centuries, and now all of a sudden the first ones y'all see is black. It's intentional messaging, whether spiritual, social, or political. A mix of symbolism and control. From a spiritual standpoint, people believe that they come in to see how humanity has evolved.
so this black alien that they keep talking about, they're referencing some NASA scientist that may or may not actually exist. Said that he saw aliens and they were 7 foot tall African Americans. Um, I think what he meant to say was black, because it's like America's been around for what, over 250 years? How long have black people been on the earth? Longer than that. So, anyway, so he's talking about the Anunnaki. Um, just like that other guy, he's trying to make it seem like black people are descendants of the Anunnaki, which is not the flex you think, because what he's leaving out is all of the important stuff. The Anunnaki, if you don't know, came to Earth for gold because their atmosphere was dying. It was disintegrating or something. So they wanted the gold so that they could ground up into a dust and put into the atmosphere, and which already right there is pretty crazy for a 1,000-year-old story. Um, but what they did was they found a species of upright walking apes, and then they altered their DNA to turn them into slaves to dig the gold out of the ground, and then they just, dipped. There's a little bit more to the story, but the Anunnaki were basically, they controlled the world. They took over the world, and they're seen as the people who created humans. Now they like to say that, oh yeah, they were black, and now they're on their way back to check. And according to this guy, check in on civilization. I was gonna put a really funny video of a bunch of people twerking on the beach, like twerking on the cop car. I couldn't find it, and I didn't want to get stuck on that TikTok rabbit hole of looking for a proper funny video. But anyway, that's all I got for this video, I think. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Um, have a good day.